money comes and goes. Now it's worth 1.6 or 1.7 million, so oops.
What is the most money you've made on a video?
30 million views and about $1,000.
That's a lot. If I give you $100 million to create one single video, what would that be?
You should probably just give me the 100 million and I'll figure it out.
What's the most money you've ever lost on a YouTube video?
So it was like a $25,000. I saw an effect on my entire channel from that video. Like it raised all the other videos' stats. That was really what blew my channel up.
Driven. Welcome to Driven, where we hit the road with some of the world's most well-known YouTubers and learn about how they turn their channels into thriving businesses.
Today's guest, he's more than a car guy. It's Parker from Vehicle Virgins.
He started reviewing cars when he was 16. Today, he's built a YouTube channel with 2 million subscribers and has billions of views across his social platforms.
We talk about how Parker has scaled his business. He also revealed his highest earning video of all times, which has made him hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what are we waiting for? Let's go for a drive.
Driven.
Hi guys, so we're here with Parker from Vehicle Virgin and we're gonna see if Parker has guessed this car right. He said it was a McLaren, so let's see which car it is. So
Check
let's
it out.
go.
Thank you for having me.
And 3, 2, 1.
Driving for the best, turning hobby to success. It's the
Driven.
Ooh, I really like the color.
This is very
I'm kind of a sucker for blue cars.
Wow.
Nice.
Are you excited to drive this?
I am excited.
We're gonna go on a little adventure, guys, here, so please stay tuned. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, this is exciting. Thank you for having me.
Woo! Okay.
Well, I've never done a podcast while driving a car before. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, it perfectly matches your... I saw all the podcasts you did. The car was behind you.
Yep.
Like you were sitting next to the car. So this one, we wanted you to be like driving.
This is more fun.
Yeah. And I totally trust you out of all the creators we're doing this with. What's your favorite supercar?
That is a great question. I would say either the McLaren P1 or a Ferrari F50, which is like a Ferrari from the 90s that has a manual transmission.
Oh, wow.
It's a little more analog, but it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So what made you actually come into YouTube with the car content niche?
I kind of almost fell into it. I had a passion for filming because I would go snowboarding every year during the winter with my friends, and we'd kind of want to make like a recap video of the season just for ourselves.
Right.
So I learned how to film on GoPros. We downloaded free versions of Final Cut Pro, learned how to edit, and I was always watching Top Gear and reading Motor Trend magazine and stuff like that. So when my friends started turning 16 and they said, hey, I've saved up $3,000, or hey, my parents are giving me $6,000, what should I get as my first car? But I figured it'd be easier to help more people at one time if I was doing it on YouTube as opposed to just doing it one-on-one, talking to people. So I put an iPhone 3G or something. I jammed it into the headrest of a car and smushed it and filmed a one-take video. And the first car that I reviewed from a...
Was it your car or?
Yeah, that was my car.
Okay.
The first car I reviewed from somebody else, I believe, was a Kia Soul. And I remember being extremely excited that I was allowed to drive it because it took about 10 different car dealerships to let a 17-year-old come film a silly video of their cars with 0 subscribers. But yeah, just kind of progressed from there. And my interest was always in higher end cars, but in the beginning, the cheap cars was all I could gain access to.
Right.
And kind of, there would be a pivotal moment where, somebody let me drive a Corvette, and then that Corvette got a decent amount of views, and then I would show that video to the next dealership and kind of...
Did they pay you for that or just...
No, in the beginning it was just like, here's free advertising for you guys.
Right.
The ability to even sit in the car was like exciting to me and film a video on it. Obviously now things have changed.
Yeah, now it's only McLaren. So how do you get these futuristic car deals? They just approach you or you find them?
50-50, I would say. Sometimes it's inbound emails, and then other times I'll find out through the rumor mill that something's coming out, and I'll say, hey, I don't know if this is true, but I heard this. I'd love to I'd love to come film it. I was randomly watching the other day, me and Jake Paul and Logan Paul collabed a bunch of times back in the day. We did this this funny, it's funny looking back on how people thought it was like realistic at the time, but now you look back and you're like, we made Jake Paul's Lambo a remote control car by...
What? How did you do that?
We plugged it into an Xbox and then he had really good editing.
My God.
But honestly, watching the video back again, I'm like, wow, they did a really good job. This editor was talented. They like green screened out a person in the driver's seat, so you could see the steering wheel moving, but nobody was in the car. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Sorry if that was a trade secret, but it's been 10 years, so it's probably fine.
So all these cars that you have now, like, is it a result of brand deals or YouTube AdSense?
Yeah. So if I had to break it down, I mean, it changes over the years, and it's interesting to see how the landscape evolves. Now we've got Facebook paying well, and Snapchat.
Oh, so are you also
TikTok.
on Facebook? Oh, wow.
So that has been a blessing and also a change. Obviously, having been used to filming horizontal content my whole life, all of a sudden when they're like, now you've got to film it vertically, it's different. But I would say, brand deals is probably the number one thing. And then it used to be then YouTube, but now it's probably brand deals, then Snapchat, Facebook. YouTube is pretty far down the list at this point.
Okay.
I just love it the most as a creative platform personally. So even if I made nothing, I would still do it to some capacity just because it's a nice creative outlet.
So tell me, what's the most ridiculous thing you've done in a video to get views?
Probably picking up Uber riders in my Lamborghini. One of the people who rode in the car had literally never been in an Uber before, and their first Uber was being picked up in a YouTube video in a Lamborghini.
God. You spoiled it for
And the guy was like 60 years old. It was pretty funny. That was probably the craziest. That was my most viewed video ever. It did 30 million long form views, which was pretty awesome.
Wow. When did you like come up with that? Like, it's just a little bit pivot, right? From going from showing cars and specs and everything to actually doing that. What was that journey?
That was 2017, I want to say. And I kind of noticed that for a long time, all I did was car reviews, nothing else. And then the first time I tried something new was a how to drive a manual tutorial. And I remember thinking, oh, this is kind of outside of what I'm normally used to doing. But that worked really well.
Yeah.
So then I was kind of like, all right, you should do more like completely outside of the box things and see how they work.
So who would be your next collaboration, by the way? Like, your dream collaboration with a creator?
Dream collaboration is a great question. Let's see. I would say I have two different ones and they're like in completely different directions. One would be, he's not really a content creator. His name is Jeremy Clarkson. He's one of the main people from Top Gear, basically the face of Top Gear.
Yes.
And so Top Gear was kind of like my big inspiration for doing any of this. So from just like a personal standpoint, doing a video with him would be like this awesome full circle moment. From a content / getting insight perspective, I'd love to film a video with Mr. Beast and have him just rip my video to shreds and be like, oh, you're doing all this wrong. Like, this is what you need to change. I would do anything to have that.
Wow, that's
to have
a
him
good
roast
way to like think. And of course, then you get the strategies of doing all the right things. Tell me this, if I give you $100 million to create one single video, what would that be?
You should probably just give me the $100 million and I'll figure it out. Let's see. $100 million for one video. So there's a car I've always wanted to drive called the McLaren F1. It's a 3-seater.
Oh, I saw that. The seat is in the middle,
Yeah. So that is about a $25 million car. So I'd probably buy that and then buy...
Is that the most expensive in the world?
No, there are more expensive cars than that, which is crazy enough. And then there's a McLaren Speedtail, which also is a 3-seater, and a Gordon Murray T50 that's also a 3-seater. And it would be cool to do a head-to-head comparison between all of them. And then I guess if I had $100 million, then I would own them all at the end of the video.
Yeah.
And then you'd never see me again.
So you'd spend the $100 million on the
I would just ride off into the sunset in my new cars and give you a huge shout out.
Yeah.
And off we go.
And we reached the studio.
Excellent.
Driving for the best, turning hobby to success. It's the
Driven.
Before we continue, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsor today, FunMates, who has helped make this episode happen. If you are a creator and looking to scale your channel faster, FunMates is a perfect solution for you. They provide capital that's ideal for scaling, hiring a team, and building your business. So please check out funmates.com today and start scaling your channel.
So we're excited to have you here, Parker. Thanks for joining us on the Driven podcast, where we dive into the business and the entrepreneurship that goes behind the channel. And we've watched a ton of your content. We know you started Vehicle Virgins 12 years ago, and we know you worked at Starbucks.
Oh, dang!
Dad's
Okay.
behest.
Yeah, we did some research.
And that your journey's had its up and downs. And so we're here to unlock insights, to go behind the story a little bit, to dive into the business that you're in and this whole journey that you've been on.
Cool.
You started your channel promoting a business you were already building as a young person. Yeah. So, and then you made the super rare transition from that kind of entrepreneurial business building into full-time YouTuber. We'd love to know a little bit more about what was in your head at the time. What made you make the leap?
So yeah, the Vehicle Virgins is the name of my YouTube channel, and the reason it's called that is it was originally about helping high school and college students find their first car. So it did start out as a online website. I was always reading Motor Trend, watching Top Gear, so I was kind of the car nerd in high school. And when my friends would turn 15 and a half or 16, either they saved up some money or their parents gave them a bit of money to buy a car, and they'd go, hey, what's the coolest thing I can get for $5,000? Originally, I helped people out one-on-one. Then I was like, okay, I could reach more people by making a website and doing reviews. And then I went, well, there's millions and millions of people on YouTube already. There's not on vehiclevirgins.com or whatever. Let's see if we can put it onto the internet in video form. And video was kind of a passion of mine before, filming snowboard content and guitar videos with friends. So took the leap, put an iPhone, jammed it in a headrest, filmed a 10-minute video with a whole bunch of mistakes, and put it live. And 12 years later, here we are.
So are you making money off of the website at the time?
Not really. I mean, in the beginning, a little bit through AdSense program at the time. It's just a passion of mine. I had a feeling deep down that this is what I was going to do as my career, but how I was going to make that work financially, didn't really have a straight plan. Because at the time, I mean, YouTube and the creator economy wasn't nearly as established as it was. I mean, my first video was 2013. Brand deals and even AdSense revenue wasn't really a thing people were discussing.
Right. When did you get your channel monetized?
That's a great question. I don't know exactly. It must have been late 2014, something like that. I mean, it was a slow process in the beginning. I was mostly, focusing on, I went to college, got an engineering degree. So the YouTube thing in the beginning was kind of like, oh, let me just do this every once in a while as a hobby. And then I started liking it more and more, and just throughout college really started to put my head down, and to the point where my dad's like, you're still like going to school, right?
Yeah.
Which I was. And I did complete and get my mechanical engineering degree, which was a very difficult piece of paper to get. But I am excited that I have that, especially with reviewing cars. I feel like it can be relevant to have the mechanical knowledge of internal combustion engines and how things work.
Totally. So we'd love to dive into a little bit on, as the channel grew, and was there a time where you first realized, man, I need some help with this? Or did you feel like you could handle it all on your own the whole time?
Yeah, definitely. Right after I graduated, I moved to Southern California. The goal was great weather. A lot of people have fancy cars down here.
Nice to drive a convertible.
There's great roads and then people to collaborate with. So, I mean, halfway through college, I was like, my goal is to move to LA and become a full-time YouTuber there. Basically, once I got to LA, I started daily vlogging. And once I started filming every single day, it just got too much to handle. Coming up with an idea, filming it yourself, and then editing it, and then having time to eat and sleep and at least see a friend every once in a while became kind of too much to handle.
Yeah.
So went through a couple of editors, actually kind of amazing story. Probably my favorite editor of all time, his name's Frankie LaPena, ended up becoming this like uber famous TikToker. If you've ever seen this guy who has like a huge butt and does like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so that
It's
was
him?
Yeah, that was kind of the main thing, was having editing help. Obviously, having help in my inbox to read brand deals and whatnot would be ideal, but I have trust issues, so I just kind of.
And you touched on a very good point about like you were producing like 7 videos in a week, which is a lot for a YouTube, for a long form content. And it's very common with creators to have a creator burnout.
Yeah, so I made 1,000 videos in a row, I believe, and
Wow.
That's a lot.
that combined with I just was like running lower and lower on sleep, I just like imploded, and I took a couple months off. I was just like, I can't handle.
What's going on in Parker's head on video like 250 and 500 that's keeping you doing that? Are you just caught up in the obsession, or?
A mix of a bunch of different things. Part of it's like the obsession with the analytics. Like it definitely becomes an addiction, where you're seeing the numbers climbing when you're posting, and you're like, okay, if I just keep these numbers up, it'll get better and better. And but also it kind of it forced me to live a cooler life than I would have normally. Because you're like, okay, I've got to do something interesting today, which is not necessarily what everyone just thinks of when they wake up.
That's very
So I really liked all right, I got to go here and there and do a bunch of stuff. But obviously it can take a toll on your health on the flip side of things.
And every day you had to scout for a new car and get a new brand deal.
Yeah.
That's a lot, like 1,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's you, Frankie. Who else was around you at this time?
In terms of content, that's it.
Okay.
The biggest my team's ever gotten is 2.
Okay.
So I don't know why, but I love the idea of keeping things on a smaller scale, just so I can control the whole process. I mean, ideally, and I do it now because I post less, I film and edit everything myself just so I can have full control of the creative process. But yeah, when it got to 7 videos a week, it just literally wasn't possible.
It's the
And now we have a word from our partner, creator educator Nick Nimmin, and his must-have tool for new YouTube creators.
If you're a YouTuber who wants to write better titles, make better thumbnails, and stay focused, the New Creator iPhone app was made for you. Describe your video and you'll get different types of titles. Upload your thumbnail and it'll tell you how to make it better. Plan and get reminders for your content to stay focused, and more. The New Creator iPhone app has everything you need to manage your YouTube channel on the go. Search for New Creator in the Apple App Store or click the link in the description to try New Creator for yourself.
it's the
And I saw one of your podcasts where you said like YouTube punishes you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
not uploading, which is so
100%.
true, right? Because you can lose your creative like input if
Yeah.
you're going every day shooting something. So
that was the stress too, is like knowing, I didn't know for sure, and it turns out it was right, that they would penalize you if you stop posting, but I had this like gut feeling that like, no, you got to keep going, you got to keep going. I think now they've gotten a little bit healthier, I should say, with the algorithm. I don't think that daily posting is the secret to success anymore.
They'll leave
which
that
is
to
good.
TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. But it's interesting to have a career where everything is your success and your numbers are all public. And every day
Yeah.
you check into work and there's a bunch of people watching exactly what you're doing. So I try to detach from that and just at this point do the content that I want to do, that I find fun and I think people will like, and give it my best shot. And if the analytics aren't there, you know what, just move on to the next video.
Maybe there was some opportunities that did come your way that were, catalysts for change long-term or benefits long-term. Do you remember any of those that you could share?
I would say doing a lot of outreach to automotive brands in order to build like long-term relationships with them has been really beneficial. Instead of just going to a car dealership to get a car for 3 hours to film a review, developing a relationship with Cadillac or McLaren where you get invited on these trips and they send cars to your house for a week. You can kind of stress less when you can put things on the calendar and have a big corporation behind it that's not going to change their mind last second. Like for a bit, I would do a lot of subscriber car videos, which is awesome. But sometimes people don't understand that YouTube is a real job. So you get the message like the day of, after I've done 4 hours of research and prepped everything. Oh, hey, yeah, I actually can't make it. You're like, Well, there goes my entire day. It's like if I called you guys 10 minutes before this podcast and canceled, it'd be like, oh.
We were scared.
Yeah, that'd be scary. So the first, that opportunity that you just described with Cadillac and McLaren, did you just show up, or did you have to work to win over those first key partners? What did you do?
A good example would be Porsche. I have emailed them once every couple of months for like 10 years. And finally, 4 or 5 months ago, got a reply. And then
After 10 years?
After 10 years. And then got to drive the new GT3 RS for a week. And that was like a really cool experience, trying for something for so long and then finally.
What are you saying in this email? Are you just emailing info at Porsche, or found somebody?
Yeah, finding the proper media contacts that run the press fleets for the cars and sending them examples of my work and previous videos of rare Porsches and whatnot. And I think these people get bombarded with so many emails. I mean, why would you not want a car at your house for a week for free? So I'm sure they're digging through a lot. But it feels like sometimes you're just throwing stuff into a black hole, and then when it finally gets a response, it's fun.
Wow, congratulations on
that's
that.
cool.
Thank
Finally.
you. Yeah.
What about building the relationship with the team? I think that's one thing that I've heard over and over again from creators is that they're not really sure where they sit in the mix with the relationships of getting hired or getting an opportunity. And it sounds like you've had more of a long-term approach to the thinking of these partners. How have those relationships evolved, and have they turned into anything long-term, and what did you do to make that happen?
Team in which sense?
You've got the Porsche deal. What did you do after? Did you maintain a relationship with that person?
Yeah, I definitely try to under promise, over deliver, and I'll send follow-ups with the video. I'll send stats. If I've been in a relationship with the brand for an extended period of time, usually I'm not going to just send my stats every single time, but certainly if it's like an initial thing, I'll try to get as many views as possible.
So are they actually looking for views, or what are they really looking for ROI wise?
I wish I knew the answer to that question. I'm sure views are important to some degree, but obviously they want somebody that's at least brand friendly and somebody who's not going to crash the cars.
Right.
But it's a fine line between I like to be 100% honest with my reviews. And so finding brands that, and for the most part, they've become much more receptive nowadays, that are okay with you saying some negatives about the cars, because otherwise you're just, otherwise it's a commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not real. I know Ferrari for a long time was the brand that was like really hesitant. If you said anything negative, they could just blacklist you and just not give you a car, but they've gotten way, way better at that.
That's awesome. And for your team, you said you have only 3 hires until now?
Let's see. That's probably right.
What do you think, like if you had way more funding or AdSense, would you hire more people, or do you think 3 is enough for doing anything and everything the way you want to scale?
And that was 3 like over the course of the whole brand. Right now it's just me. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think if I had a lot of funding, I would love to do every once in a while, maybe once a month, a really high quality cinematic review. I tried something like that I just got this new car, a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, and did a reveal for that. And it was cool to work with some talented cinematographers and editors and whatnot.
Do you just hire at that point? Or
yeah, I posted on my story. I said, does anyone know anybody who's really good at cinematic car videos? And then a friend of a friend connected me, and I watched their content and was like, oh, this is good.
Do you think the team size has had a positive or negative impact over time? Like if you were to go back, would you say, well, maybe I should have expanded the team a little bit more? Or do you think it's ended up being the right thing for you?
There's definitely something about having a team that maybe keeps you accountable. Like everyone has to show up. You can't just, be yourself and decide not to work that day.
Is that a big issue when you're just doing it with yourself? Sometimes you're not feeling
after like 7 years of doing it in a row, it can be. I mean, I was extremely fired up for a long time, burnt out, then got stoked again, and then it kind of ebbs and flows. Right now, I'm really excited about filming content. I don't know. I feel like the way I've done it kind of has just worked out the way it should. But
how'd you get stoked again?
As a creator that right now doesn't have an editor, yeah, I mean, it can be, you're just alone. And especially if you get the car dropped off by the manufacturer, you might see some guy like drop it in your driveway. But other than that, there's no one there. So that's why I try to spend time with friends and significant others and whatever as much as possible after filming, which is where eliminating that editing portion back in the day in the evening was nice for the 7 days a week thing. Because otherwise, you're just alone at all times doing nothing but YouTube, and it gets a little.
Yeah, definitely. I feel
healthy.
like team is important.
Yeah.
Like you said, it could hold you accountable. So, I mean, you've discussed that, you had a burnout, some mental health issues as well because of analytics. Did you ever come close to just like shutting your channel and like walking away from YouTube?
I would say yes and no. Like part of me felt like it was kind of an unhealthy job for a while. But on the flip side, I started thinking about, okay, what else could you do? And then thinking about the lifestyle revolving around that, especially like if I just went and worked, I've got an engineering degree. If I just worked at some automotive company, I couldn't handle it, I don't think.
Yeah.
I love the freedom of being able to choose the path of the day and the month and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, at some point I would like to expand and use my engineering degree, create a product. But I think that would be intertwined with social media and the YouTube space. I just love making content, so I would never fully give it up and move on.
So you're
to
rolling
something else.
solo now,
Yeah.
but you've got discipline. We'd love to know, systems breed discipline, breeds outcomes. For I think that's the truth. What is that like for you now? How do you keep yourself accountable?
I guess I've had enough inbound stuff recently to where if the schedule already feels hectic, and then about 9 or 10 days ago, I had filmed enough exciting vlogs in a row back to back where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna daily vlog again. So we're like 9 videos in. I'm gonna see how
In a week?
9 and in 9 days.
Oh my God.
So we're
So
gonna see
back
how.
to-
Yeah, we're gonna see how long we can keep it up, especially before I need to hire an editor again.
Yeah.
So who's editing now?
Me.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I've been editing for the last
So you
4 or
shoot
5
every
years.
day and then you edit right after that.
So do you have just like this crazy Google Calendar with like time blocks, or just it's in your head?
A mix of both. The most important stuff is in the calendar, but I should probably get better at that, honestly, allocating time. Because I think that was one thing that engineering school showed me was how much you can get done in a day if you really like work your ass off. And I think that was kind of what was very helpful for daily vlogging was I was going to school all day, then studying all night, and then trying to pack in filming a YouTube video here and there. And if I was able to do all that, then eliminate the school portion, you should be able to freaking crank out some good videos.
And so what kind of metrics do you look at except for revenue to see if your video really performed for you?
It seems like nowadays, the average view duration is important.
Yeah.
Click-through rate is important. Those are probably the number 1 and 2. More recently, I've been changing the thumbnail when the click-through rate isn't as good.
Does it work?
Yeah. For the longest time, I've been, give it my all, maybe make 3 thumbnails. I'll look at them on my phone or on the computer, occasionally on a big video that I'm like really like want the thumbnail to be good. I'll send it out to my friends. Now I've got this group chat that we're like roasting each other's thumbnails and whatnot.
Nice.
But certainly now YouTube has that A/B testing feature, which is kind of
Right.
nice. There's TubeBuddy, which can show click-through rate. It's a plugin. But yeah, I mean, if that gets less than 6 or 7%, I'll be like, oh man, we need to change the.
And
change
you're
the
creating
thumbnail.
these thumbnails as well. Wow.
I want to ask you one more question about your editor, because I think I know that a lot of our audience is kind of unclear on what they should invest.
Sure.
And maybe when. Love to know how you think about that. And
Yeah.
even if there's numbers, so you think it's like a kind of a fair rate
Sure.
for a solid one,
Yeah. Like I was saying, I always loved to basically spend $0 per video. I know nowadays it's like almost the opposite. Mr. Beast will spend $5 million on a video. But it always
crazy.
felt comfortable to me. If you spend as little as possible, then everything you make from it is profit. That way you don't have a oopsie when you spend a bunch of money on a video. I think also learning to edit yourself is important in the creative process, even if you're not going to do that long term, at least having some concept of it. At the point where I hired an editor, it made no sense not to have the editor. I mean, I think the channel was at the point where it was maybe making over $100,000 a month. and, to hire somebody for $4,000 or $5,000 to eliminate 40 hours a week of work yourself, it would be silly not to do that. But it was mostly initially a creative control issue where I was like, okay, I'm going to let you edit it. But then when I get the product back, if I have to then ask you to change some things and then you get it back and forth and back and forth. And then all of a sudden it's like, I would have been literally done and I've paid you. But when I found Frankie, our like mindsets were very similar. So it was like never really a, hey, you need to change this or that.
Yeah, so you need to find the right person.
100%.
That's very necessary.
And I've gone through a handful of editors over the years, and it is difficult to find because you've got the people who are insanely talented who want a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then you've got the insanely talented college students, which is like what I did for a while, find, the USC film school kid who's really good. But then, he's got finals week or he's got his own career in mind.
Right.
So that can be difficult as well. No one's going to care about the channel as much as the person who started the channel.
Absolutely. So how many people did you interview before you actually found Frankie?
Maybe I've gone through like 6 or 7 different editors. I'd mostly have people send in like highlight reels that they've done. And then once it gets to the point where I think that they could be good, I'll send them like the Google Drive of all the footage from like a previous video.
So they know exactly.
So I'll be like, all right, let's see how they edited it compared to what I did. And I'll also just send them the videos, be like, can you just make it like this?
Let's switch gears to a little bit more about revenue now. Is that primarily coming from the channel, from partnerships? What's the mix?
I would say number one is probably brand deals.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's very interesting how many different revenue streams there are for creators. So, I mean, I'm probably doing better on Snapchat and Facebook than I am on YouTube, but that's vertical content. So it's certainly, I've had to kind of rethink how I approach filming, particularly if I go to an event and it's more of a vlog style thing. I'll have to really think out, okay, is there any short form content I can gain from this? Is there enough short form where I can put it into a compilation for a 4-minute Snapchat episode? But I would say, brand deals and then Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, AdSense, and then Instagram is just...
Is there a stigma against brand deals for YouTubers?
I don't think so. I think in the beginning there was, where it felt like, oh, you're selling out or whatever. I remember doing my first brand deal in like 2015 and felt like, oh man, like, is this the beginning of the end? But now it feels like people understand that a lot of creators need it to support themselves and to make good videos. I mean, Mr. Beast isn't going to be able to make a $5 million video if he doesn't have a couple $1 million in brand deal revenue for the video.
And like you said, you do mostly organic.
Yeah. I do not just say yes to every single brand that reaches out to give me money. It has to make sense. And also, there has to be an amount of creative control. Like some brands will be like, no, we need the name of the dash cam in the video title. And you're like, well, this is an integration and it's a vlog about a Bugatti. I'm not putting your dash cam name in the title of the video. Trust me, it'll do better for you too if it's not like that.
So for maybe creators who are worried about it interrupting the channel, like the channel tempo or having a negative impact on the audience, how do you think about that? Like what's the right kind of way to do that integration? And I'd also love to break down maybe like what goes into a brand deal. Maybe.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I personally never front run the ads. Like I wouldn't start the video and do a 2-minute integration in the beginning of the video because that's
that just kills retention.
It kills the video.
Yeah.
Some brands require you like in the first 10 seconds to say some sort of like this video is sponsored by blah, blah, blah. I don't love that. I try to fit it in based on my average view duration. Like I want to make sure people are still watching so that the brand is happy and gets actual results. But at the same time, I don't want it to be within the first minute or so. Maybe even how hard they should negotiate on something. Like, is it personal to everybody? And yeah, I mean, it's both personal to everybody and drastically changes based on the brand. I mean, you've got brands that are, okay, we'd love to pay $40,000 for this integration. And then another brand that goes, we can't do more than $1,200. And you're like, where is this discrepancy coming in? I don't understand. But
and it's the same amount of time, like 60-second pre-roll.
Yeah. It's the exact same thing. It's just, I would say don't do brand deals for free stuff unless it's a very valuable free thing, but like value yourself. And I think a lot of people can get more than they think they can. Remember especially if a brand is coming out with an initial offer, that's obviously a good deal for them, not for you.
Right.
For the most part. I negotiate it myself, which is not really the position that I'd want to be in. I'd like to have somebody who can be a little more like, oh no, that won't work for him. You know, because I don't want to be a jerk.
Protector,
Like it's me.
You can just make somebody up.
Yeah. No, I've thought about that.
Yeah, he just like. Do you decide these rates based on the viewership you're gonna have on the video, or subscriber base that you have, or the videos you've just done before?
Kind of all of the above. It's a lot of trial and error because sometimes brands are just willing to pay an exorbitant amount for no reason. Some brands are way too focused on subscribers. I don't think that's that relevant of a metric.
Absolutely.
Love that. Keep that up.
Yeah.
Obviously, the most relevant thing is how well your video is going. That specific video is going to do with the brand deal in it. Mostly experimentation with just asking for an amount and then finding the balance between that's ridiculous and oh sure, and talking to other friends that are creators.
So you quote the amount first and then the brand negotiates, or it's opposite? Or the brand comes up with a value and then you negotiate?
It's both. It depends.
Which one is better according to you? If someone is negotiating a brand deal right now, should you ask the brand to see like maybe they're going to say way more than like
I love when the brand pitches the number first because then I have at least some idea of where their head is at. And usually the ones that throw out a number are like paying more versus them asking, well, yeah, what's your rate? And I'm like, well, you didn't even explain exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You know? So something I've been doing is coming up with package deals where I'll say, hey, this is the rate for a 60-second integration, but for this much more, I'll include a free Instagram reel and Facebook reel, or we can do a three-part series that gives you a discount and whatnot.
Okay, quick pivot. What's the most money you've ever lost on a YouTube video?
I didn't spend it on the video. It just happened. I filmed a video taking my Lamborghini to the track, and both the front brake pads had some like spontaneous mechanical failure. And so the brake pads crumbled, and then behind the brake pads are these two pieces of metal, the backing plates, and they clamped down on my carbon ceramic rotors.
Oh my God.
And those were $9,000 each. And then I had to rush ship them from Germany because I had to go to some event. So it was like a $25,000 L. The video did really well, but that wasn't part of the video.
Yeah.
But it did become another video.
Yeah.
So you can turn the issues into
YouTubers know
content.
how to make anything into
100%.
a content. That's amazing. So on the reverse side, what is the most money you've made on a video?
On YouTube. Yeah, on the Uber Lamborghini video, that did 30 million views and about $300,000.
That's awesome. 300K.
Yeah.
On just one single video.
Yeah. And that was one of those, I was, I think, fighting with like an ex-girlfriend at the time, wasn't in a great mood. And I was like, I'm not even going to do this. And I was like, all right, no, you're posting every day. Just freaking get this thing done. Filmed it in 2-3 hours, edited it in 2-3 hours. I was always posting at that time around like noon. And for some reason, I was so excited about the video. It was like 9:30 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm like, we're going live. And I hit it. And then first hour, I think it did 250,000 views.
Wow.
The
Oh my God.
24 hours, it was at like 2 million. And the first week, it was at 10 million. I'm like, oh my God, this is epic. And that was the one video that I saw an effect on my entire channel from that video. Like it raised all the other videos' stats.
Yeah, that always helps, right? One going viral just always like.
And then
put
after
your
that, it was like a
recommendation.
pretty extended period where I kept hitting trending for what felt like no reason.
Did you analyze that video specifically, like why it did so well?
Yeah, was it just lucky?
I don't know if it was lucky. I think the concept was pretty outlandish, and I think that people's reactions were really genuine and entertaining. I didn't look at particularly the click-through rate and average view duration. Unfortunately, that was like back in 2018 where those stats weren't really like, people wouldn't talk about that.
Oh,
and if I
interesting.
look back, it's like missing analytics. I can't really see what I can see on a new video on that one. I freaking wish it had more detailed analytics. Yeah, I mean, it certainly made me do more Uber videos. So I've done a couple since then. They've all done pretty good.
Val and I have been talking a lot about like systems and process. Was there a system on that video or a formula that you felt was different than the other stuff that you were making? Or again, there was just like, hey, the right thing, right time?
It definitely was way different than anything I had done before. At that time, I almost felt like I was vlogging my day, and then like the title and thumbnail were like at the end of the video, and it was kind of just like whatever's going on and then deliver at the end to boost watch time. Whereas that one was, which I think is more relevant to today's content, kind of like front loaded with like, today we're picking up Uber riders in a Lamborghini, and like immediately deliver
Like there's a
on
hook
what
to
the
get
what the
them.
title is. Tried to change camera angles as much as possible and just get good reactions, but I mean, I don't think the video deserves 30 million views. I think part of it was luck and timing.
Hey, it has them. It does.
Yeah.
Thinking about kind of a business angle for a minute, what do you think was the best financial decision that you ever made in this YouTube and creator career of yours?
I would say I bought a Lamborghini Gallardo when I was 20, and that was like, made no sense to do that. It was like everything I had, I wasn't making that much money per month either. But that basically, the concept of a 20-year-old buying a Lamborghini back then, now it's like everyone and their mom is like a Twitch streamer at 17 with like 50 Bugattis.
You know, you just be a crypto bro.
Yeah, exactly, or a course seller. But back then, that was kind of a relatively big deal, and that was like my dream car from when I was 10 years old. So I think the story of like realizing my dream and getting that car, I mean, looking back, it's not that crazy. Nowadays, the car was $100,000. Nowadays, like $100,000 doesn't get you that much with new cars, which is pretty
I don't think you can
insane.
buy a supercar.
Oh, no way.
No way.
Yeah, no, it's like a BMW M3 with a couple options on it. But that was probably it. That blew up my channel. And then I took a second financial risk. I let somebody drive that car. They totaled it.
No.
Which was...
Tell us that story.
Yeah.
I could tell you that story. And then I turned that into a Huracan, which is the newer version of the car, which was another like major financial strain. And then after that car, it just took off from there. The crashed car thing, I was on a car rally, which is like you drive with a bunch of sports cars, you
On
go
the
to nice
tracks.
hotels and visit tracks and also on the road. And somebody was in a Pagani Huayra, which at the time, this was probably 2015. Nobody really saw those cars. And they had a passenger, and the driver said I could go for a ride in it. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great content. But the problem was, then where would the passenger who was already in the Pagani go? So somehow the guy convinced me to drive my car. He's like, oh, my family has 30 supercars. I drive these things all the time. And I'm thinking, all right, he's in the Pagani. He knows these people maybe. Makes it around one corner, totals the car.
Oh my. Totals?
Yeah, and so
Oh my God.
I didn't actually see it happen, but thank gosh, the car behind it was a Corvette that has a built-in dash cam, and it got the clip.
Oh, wow.
And so then it became this whole thing where the guy with the Corvette finds out I'm a YouTuber, tries to make me pay $10,000 to get the footage of my car crashing.
Oh, my
And I'm like,
God.
dude, like
Bro.
this, I'm like 20 years old. That was my dream car. This guy totaled it. You can't just let me have the footage for insurance and whatnot. Like,
So he did that purposely?
Oh,
no. The guy didn't crash the car purposely, but
Okay.
the guy with the footage was like trying to hold it
okay.
above.
fleecing.
Yeah.
YouTubers.
It ended up all working out. Nobody was hurt.
Did you post it?
Yeah.
So you did use.
But
How'd that
it was
video
pretty
do?
upsetting. Very, very well.
Okay. Did it pay for the car?
It didn't pay for the car, but the
But for the tire.
but it yeah, exactly. No, but it did really well, and then the insurance plus somebody bought totaled to like twin turbo it and do a build with it on YouTube. I ended up positive, but it certainly was like, oh my gosh,
Stressful.
It's very stressful.
And what is the most riskiest bet you took on your channel?
I would say maybe switching from straight up reviews and informative content to more of a daily vlogging style when I moved
Right.
to LA. That was definitely a big difference in content. And it has kind of always been something I've struggled with a bit because I like both, but some people only want the reviews and other people
Right.
only want the vlogs. So every once in a while I'll go through a period of doing a lot of reviews and people will be like, we want the vlog, Parker, back. And then I'll post a couple of those and they'll be like, I hate these. I want the reviews.
So you can't make them happy.
But definitely moving to the vlogging style during that 2015 to 2019 period was really what blew my channel up. And I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, but it ended up being really fun. And I think got more travel opportunities and got to do cool stuff because of the more casual vlogging.
That's cool. And do you have any regrets that like things you couldn't have done for your channel that like could have scaled it better or?
Yeah, selling all my Tesla stock.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If I still had that from 2015, I don't know what I'd be doing. But there's a couple cars that I sold that I regret. That green Lamborghini Huracan that I did the Uber video in, and that I mentioned was the second financial strain. That car kind of was the face of the channel for a long time, has hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not billions of views. I should have just kept that.
Why'd you sell it?
It's easy in the auto space to get overzealous with the rat race of buying more and more and more cars. And it, for a while, kind of became this unspoken competition amongst automotive YouTubers of like who had the most and coolest cars. Thankfully, I gave that up long ago because it's a slippery financial slope for sure. And I think every once in a while, a YouTuber starts to realize that and you'll see like, yeah, this isn't sustainable. But I wish I kept that. And then I had a 458 Speciale Aperta, which was this really rare Ferrari. Similar situation where I just had too many outgoing bills and needed to let go of something, but I sold that car for 600 and now it's worth 1.6 or 1.7 million. So oops.
Oh my.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So
can't win 'em all.
keeping up with the Joneses was driving kind of bad financial
Yeah,
decisions.
I mean, it drives, you think in your head, oh, well, it's content and you can write things off and these are business expenses. And then, you know, it's easy to justify for a little bit, hey, the car payment's $5,000 a month. I can make $5,000 a month off the content. But what about month 30 on the loan? You know, it's like you're 30 months in. Are you really still like making $5,000 a month off the car? And then you just start collecting these things and you can't drive them all.
Yeah. And you have 9 right now, right?
No, right now I don't have that many at all anymore. I've got 3.
Oh, so you've kind of sold off most of them.
I got up to 12 at one point, and that
must be hard to keep up with.
It felt cooler. The concept of it felt cooler than it actually was. It was, I mean, maybe if I had unlimited money and 12 meant nothing, it'd be great. But it was, for me, just stressed about maintenance. Every time there was one car was expired, reg, or broken, and then just watching all that money pour out every month was
oh my God,
scary.
Sounds like wisdom.
Yeah.
You know? You had 10 or 12 years of, you know, it's fast. Oh no, maybe I need to pull back mentally. Then I'm re-engaged. Oh, I got caught up in the rat race.
Yeah.
And you know, you're 30 now.
Exactly.
So you know, the 20s are always a fun time for people.
Yeah.
But you've got this experience of, you know, wins and losses and wisdom that you can bring to it. How do you think that plays into your decision making now?
Now I would like to, every car that I get, keep forever. So I'm moving a lot slower with what I'm purchasing. And I think just being more cognizant that money comes and goes and not to just spend it like it lasts forever because you never know.
Well, and your bailiwick is pretty expensive.
What is that?
The thing that you like to spend money on is a pretty expensive one.
No, 100%. And 99.
It's not like little boo-boos.
Exactly. 99.9% of the time they're depreciating assets. So it's not the best. It's not the best investment. But that's another thing is spend less money and start investing in actual assets so I can be set up outside of YouTube. But I never want to quit YouTube. I think even if I'm 60 and I post one video a year, that'd be awesome.
That's awesome. And do you have plans to scale your channel? And how would you? I know you said you have no real budget because it's cars just come to you.
Yeah.
Are you shooting it on your own or? Mm-hmm. So you shoot it on your own with like GoPros and?
Yep, GoPros, and I've got multitude of different cameras, Sony's, and
so you have to invest in that
and,
initially at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. I mean, I think it would be cool to have a crazy production team and make some really high quality videos every once in a while. I think one thing that I'd like to do is spend the brand deal money. So like come up with a concept of, okay, I need this amount of money for the video. Let's get a brand deal. And instead of pocketing it to like further my lifestyle, spend it all on the production and then see how that video does in comparison to a lesser produced video.
Well, that's reinvesting.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's next for the channel for you?
I just got that Cadillac, as I was mentioning. So the plan is it's going to a company called Magnuson in a couple weeks. They're ripping the engine apart, putting a custom massive supercharger on it.
Wow.
So 1,000+ horsepower on that. Hopefully another car coming soon that I can't talk about, but that I'm hopefully excited for. And yeah, right now I'm trying to daily vlog more. So hit the notification bell.
What would be the advice you would give to like all the audience that is watching us today who wants to become a YouTuber?
I would say just do it and post your videos, because I know a lot of people quit before they start where, oh, it's too oversaturated. There's too many people in that space. I mean, people said that to me in 2013.
Yeah.
And, and then somebody says that in 2020, but then some new creator comes along and just resets the benchmark and they break out and become huge. So I don't think it's ever too late. And then also my first bunch of videos were terrible, but you got to post them, because I know a bunch of friends and acquaintances who have filmed a couple of videos and then they're like, it's not really good enough. And then they never post it. And then they just kind of burn out and move on to something else. Just toss it up there, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
100%. And just try not to internalize comments. It's easier said than done, but like I've noticed in the beginning when you're small, 0 to 10,000 subscribers, everyone's like really on your side.
Yeah.
Like, they found this niche guy, and once you hit 100,000 or 1 million, almost no matter who you are, except for every so once in a while, there's this just perfect creator that everyone loves. Yeah, just, I don't know. People are going to hate.
Yeah.
You can't make everyone
so
happy.
Is that the hardest thing about being a YouTube creator?
It was for a while. Now I just kind of, when have you ever gone online and left a mean comment on someone's video after you didn't like it? Like, no, who are the people doing that?
Who are these people?
Whatever. And then sometimes there's some truth to it and you can learn about picking apart your video.
So pay attention to it. Let it be more of a feedback loop than any kind of personal thing.
100%.
For a very important question I want to ask you, like, let's say you were the CEO of YouTube.
Okay.
What would be the one thing that you would change on how YouTube works today?
I would reduce the importance of lengthy videos. I feel like there's a lot of videos that could be created and be really excellent that are 1 minute or 4 minutes or 8 minutes long. And everyone's so pigeonholed into, well, it has to hit 8 minutes so I can put the mid-roll ads in, and average view duration is important, so we're going to make it 30 minutes. If any length video, and I guess David Dobrik kind of proved that you don't need to make a long video. All his videos are 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. But if they could eliminate the...
That's a funny number.
Literally every single one of his videos, if you look.
How many ads can you put in that? Like just one?
For a 420 video, zero in the middle.
So
you just have one at the beginning and the end. But after 8 minutes, you could put 100. You'd ruin the video, but maybe 1 or 2 in the middle. But yeah, I think that would be cool to just have more
just
freedom
focus
to
on
create
content.
Whatever length video you
or
want.
Or explore whatever it is they need to do or what they could do to still maximize the revenue they're trying to get without limiting creators' abilities to put content up.
I want to say a big thank you to our media partners, Creatorland and Creator Logic. And thank you to our car partner, Drive LA. We appreciate your support.
Amazing. That's very interesting. And what did you think about like YouTube just demonetized AI content recently?
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I think that was one of the coolest moves they possibly could have done, because I wasn't too worried that AI was going to take over the creator space, because it is a lot of times more about personality than what the exact content is. And AI can't drive and evaluate a car, so I'm not too worried about that. Although I did see a video of a Bigfoot reviewing a Lambo, and it was like an AI generated Bigfoot, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was well done. I'm like, oh damn, maybe this is way more entertaining than me reviewing a car. But I like it to keep the content authentic.
What do you think it's going to have any ripple effects across platforms?
I don't know.
Like, did YouTube just set the new standard?
Maybe.
I think Instagram's already saying made with AI tags, so that helps.
But I wonder if I've never posted an AI video, so I don't know. I would assume those are still monetizable on Instagram Reels, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad that they're hopefully requiring the AI labels, because there's going to be as it gets better, it's going to be hard to tell what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, the one you're talking about where the monkey is like reviewing cars. It could be a real person. Like it could look like a person and you would not know.
Yeah.
They are super
100%.
realistic at this point.
In the early, when AI was starting to kind of take shape in the industry, I was getting a lot of feedback from people. It's, advertisers can now make 1,000 different pieces of content and run it into Facebook ads and A/B test that super, this is going to change everything. This is going to totally disrupt creators. And like, think about your feed and think about if 60% of your feed is random AI BS.
Yeah.
That is a major problem.
100%.
And YouTube just proved it. People don't want to see just a bunch of voiceover randomness or
I agree.
potentially lies.
It'll be interesting though with like longer form, like Netflix and whatnot. I wonder if there's going to be these AI generated shows that are like tailored exactly to you, where it knows what you've watched and it creates stories that are literally created out of thin air based on your interests.
That's a cool concept.
I think it eventually will happen.
Yeah.
Where you've got like your own, you've got a different Netflix than everyone else because it's tailored to your likes.
Well, I think we had a lot of fun here.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Awesome getting to know you.
Yeah,
Yes,
Thanks
likewise.
for all your
absolutely.
insights and sharing.
No,
Yeah.
thank you guys. This is a professionally run podcast. You guys better hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, for real. Thank you so much again, Parker.
Of course, that subscribe button.
And this is when we tell them that this was all AI generated.
Yeah,
we weren't here.
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, I'm at home right now.
yeah. Sorry, guys. We just faked this whole thing. But the car was real.
Raven.